Hi, guys. Two questions. Why did John walk out as soon as I started walking up? And what's in the cooler, man? Anything fun?
No, unless
Anything
you
like
like
post-game fun?
pasta salad and a cookie.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Never
there's
mind.
no alcohol or anything.
You lost me at pasta salad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would hate to start your presser off by asking you about somebody else, but what have you seen
okay.
out of Cam Cheeseman in year two, and how is he fitting in more with the specialists?
One, the dude is freaking hilarious. I don't know if he's just kind of coming out of his shell. He has made me laugh to the point of tears a couple of times, including yesterday. And then also, we had granted, whenever I say a taxing day for the punt team, it is nothing like what the dudes normally do under the hot sun. But, whenever we have a full 10-minute punt day, that's pretty taxing on the body. We don't do that in games. We don't do that regularly. And Cheese kind of looked at me with this open mouth and that I had like a little moment of panic that I thought maybe he had been injured in some way. It turns out he was just really tired in that moment. But I think the ultimate compliment is just how valuable he is. There was a little bit of fear that went through my head that, oh man, is Cheese okay? Because I think Joey and I are pretty spoiled to have him. So he's doing a good job, man. Yeah.
And are you happy that Kime is now back for the presser?
Hey John, good to see you. I got a little offended because I hit the black carpet and you walked that way, and I was like, all right, well that was fun. So it's good to see you, man. I'm glad he's back. Yeah. Yeah.
I arrived after the trivia game.
Yes.
So now that locker room is back open, is that returning?
So when we see you guys come in during the week, I promise to have some grade A trivia questions for you guys to chew on while you wait for certain players to come in and out of treatment and things like that. But yes, it's fully back on, and it is a really good time on the bus rides to and from the to and from the hotel. A lot of guys get a big kick out of it, and we like to break a mental sweat too. Not only do we get out there and get after it on the field, but we like to press the mind some. Yeah.
Actual football question, what do you try to get out of camp?
Yeah, so last year I felt like 2019 obviously had a special year with the punt team and going to the Pro Bowl. 2020, numbers-wise, we even had a better year as a punt team. I think I was kind of outsmarting myself last year. I was pressing a little bit hard, trying to do a little bit too much at times when at the end of the day, I think Coach does such an awesome job every single day of teaching us to build trust with one another. And it just frees you up so much more when you trust your other guys that they're going to do what they're going to do, starting with Cheese with the snap, the protection, the coverage. I just got to give them some good directional balls, and hopefully we flip the field. And so this training camp, I had been working a little bit more on like the basics and contentment of what is a winning punt. That's such a thing, a winning punt. And so that's just kind of what I hammered on this year. And it's been a fun camp, been a good camp, and really excited for the preseason now.
So winning punt is directional?
For me, yes. There is multiple types of winning punts, but when Coach Nate Katzer showed up, he really helped me hone in, kind of my ability to maybe not tip off the returner which way I'm punting, and then just try and be effective with those punts, hang time, distances, trying to eliminate some touchbacks, which is what I've typically been good at in the past, but kind of didn't do so hot in that one last year. So just trying to take more and more steps every time. Yeah.
Did you eliminate the hints of which direction you were going?
So that one I must say I actually stole from a couple of punters across the league. So Johnny Hecker, who we played this weekend for the Carolina Panthers, he had this ability a few years back that nobody had really ever seen, where he would stand in this one spot and he would punt it all over the field from there. And then you had Brett Kern and Sam Cook and Thomas Morstead, who I thought were some of the best directional punters maybe in the history of the game. So I just kind of took little pieces from all those dudes. Brett Kern was the punter for the AFC in the Pro Bowl the year I went, and I stole the way he drops the ball to, like, I'm a golfer, so you play like a cut shot, like inside out. And I literally, on his jersey, he asked me to sign. I said, hey, Brett, thanks for your drop. I stole it and made the Pro Bowl, Tress Way 5. So it's just, Coach Nate really encouraged me a lot with just seeing what guys do really well and trying to blend it with what you do well. And I bring something a little bit different, and shame on me if I don't use that to try and help us win some games. So, yeah.
You spent a couple years with DeShazer on punt team, obviously rotating some guys in. What's it been like getting used to new guys, and what's that like?
That is one thing I think until I am done playing or done playing for Coach Nate Katzer, his ability to have that punt team, the whole special teams unit, but that punt team and our kickoff return team, our punt return team, our special teams having this identity and just full gas. Like he always says, we are not the special teams that, they come out to punt return, kickoff return. I'm going to use the restroom and go grab a popcorn. It's like, no, you want to watch these freaking dudes go. And so his ability to bring all of these incredibly talented guys in, veterans, rookies, and get us into that one message, dude's unbelievable at that. So, yeah.
Over here, Tress.
Hey, John.
Hey,
what's up, man?
I was debating whether or not I should go. Matt said, you're not going to miss anything, just go. I said, Matt, I probably will, so I'm coming
The heck,
back.
man? It's your problem.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but for you going to, like, are you just talking to these guys when you're stealing their stuff? Are you quizzing them? Are you calling them up? How are you getting all this stuff, or is this just watching film?
Yeah, and probably until this airs, other than Brett, whenever I wrote on the jersey, these guys probably had no idea I stole their stuff, but that's a beautiful thing about film. We have film on everybody that you can watch any team in any phase. And those, honestly, it is the ultimate compliment. I considered those dudes to just be absolutely elite. And Coach Ben Kotwika, when he was here, I think it was going into the 2018 year, he looked at me dead in my eyes and he said, your production does not match your talent. And he goes, you got to find a way to get to that next level. And that is, to be frank with you, that really pissed me off. And he told me right to my face, and I'd kind of use that as a bit of a challenge and tried to build on that. And I'm very thankful he did that. He still texts me regularly and is very complimentary, but I think he knew kind of how I tick, and he ultimately saw what maybe potentially I could be. So that's something, those guys, I look up to them, mixed with Coach Kotwika back in the day encouraging me, just perfect storm. Yeah.
Do you ever see when, like, hey, I think that guy stole that from me?
So I think the coolest thing now is, now that I'm one of the older dudes, all the young punters coming in that just have freaking cannons for legs. It just seems like they're getting even stronger. It just really, really ticks you off. They'll come in, they're like, man, Tress, I just don't know how you do it. Like, what is it that you do? And I lie every time. I go, man, just talk to it. It comes off the foot and just talk to the ball. And sometimes it listens, sometimes it doesn't. Some of them believe me. So I don't know if they're out there like, I don't know, it's just not listening today. So, but yeah, I'm not giving any of my secrets away. If they want to figure it out, they can watch some film just like I did and try and steal some stuff. So, yeah.
Speaking of tenure, you're the longest tenured guy here now.
Man.
What do you make of that?
Yeah, that is just something for me. I am very, very biased. And so I got cut for the second time by Chicago. And when I'm driving home with my wife after being cut for the second time with my stuff in a black trash bag, I got a 703 area code that called and said they claimed me off the waiver wire. And from meeting you guys, from meeting the fans, from meeting the veterans and having a great punt team my rookie year, I just... Every single year, I'm just very thankful, and I'm having a freaking blast. And it's easy for everybody to always get excited around this time of year, but it's so fun having this again, and everybody like having the cafeteria open again, and you just miss that friendship. And we just have a really, really awesome group of dudes, and are obviously crazy talented on the field. So it's just an exciting time, and very thankful to be a part of it, man.
Following up on Sam's question, Troy isn't even out there too. So like, are there any younger guys that are kind of standing out to you, whether it's Derek Forrest or anything?
Yeah, whenever we drafted Percy Butler, I think I actually got something on social media from his punter in college, and he was like, "Hey man, you're a lucky dude." So I'm looking forward to taking that dude off the leash and just watching him hunt a little bit. Supposedly, and it's so funny because he's such a nice dude, real quiet, always smiling. I call him Percy Butler because I feel like he's got one of those names like. You have to say his full name. So every morning I'm just like, Percy Butler, good morning, man. How you doing? So I took $20 off of him in cornhole the other day. That was a good one. So yeah. That's right. Yeah, and he also paid me. So yeah, we're good.
Other than taking money from the rookies, as the elder statesman, do you feel like you have to be sort of a welcome wagon for new guys, including whether it's a rookie or Carson Wentz?
Yeah, I think that's something that's really cool of. Just being a veteran guy and kind of knowing my role of how I like to lead, how I like to love on some guys, how I like to welcome guys. And, I just don't think it would quite add up for me to get into a linebacker's face and maybe tell him that he's soft, and they'd be like, dude, you're the punter. I don't know how this is, coming back and forth. So it has been, I got to give Coach Rivera some serious props on that too, because when we had some free agents coming in and the rookies coming in, along with Coach Nate Katzer, Tress, man, do your thing, make them feel welcome. Dude, it's high tense training camp. I mean, guys are fighting for their jobs, and guys want to build a career out of this, and so it's fun to try and get to know guys a little bit more personally, and how you can make them feel welcome, get some gas in their tank, and see how it goes. So,
Obviously, you guys are practicing special teams out here, but you can't do the full speed. Not the hitting. So up until you get to games like starting Saturday, do you even kind of have a feel for how good you are, or the issues or anything?
So the biggest thing is I know, and you could take a poll and see what everybody thinks. I know how everybody feels about preseason games. I freaking love them. I don't think it's any coincidence that the preseason games and the FedEx Cup playoffs for golf match up perfectly, because preseason games for a specialist, you can be out there and practice, have all of the energy, everything like that. But when I go out to punt in a punt period, we punt 10 or 12 times. Sometimes Cheese gets a little winded. But, like, we go a full period, and you can get into a groove. When you go into the game, you have one shot. Like, you don't know when you're going to punt again. You don't know when you're going to kick again, things like that. So it's a very fun, like, practice round of, like, getting the jitters, getting the adrenaline going, so that you can hopefully catch a stride going into week one whenever it's really freaking on. So it's I look forward to this time. You always, Coach just said it yesterday, you always see dudes pop up on film that you didn't know they could go, because you're just doing practice. And you go to preseason, it's like, oh my gosh, that dude can ball. So it's just, that is always a fun surprise too. So, yeah.
Thank you, Tress.
Yeah, good to see y'all.